So welcome everyone. My name is Kyle Hershey. I'm the COO of the Mortgage Calculator, joined here by our president Nick Hershey and our sales manager Jose Gonzalez. We are a lender specializing in non-QM loans, and what we do every morning on this show at 11 a.m. Eastern is go through our actual live mortgage rates, and then we do a deep dive into a different loan type. Today's loan type is going to be
first-time homebuyer loans. So obviously, this is going to be a segment on primary homes, right? So we just did investors. This will be switching it back to primary, where we have certain programs that have special exceptions and special features for our first-time home buyers, right? All of the programs typically have an incentive for our renters to turn to buyers, right, throughout the U.S. So these are incentives that are pretty much applicable across all the programs. They're not state-level incentives or anything like that, right? These are national incentives put on by our government-sponsored programs in order to facilitate people getting their first home. So we obviously have a little bit of extra benefit that we can find typically for our first-time home buyers that truly qualify as first-time home buyers. But Jose, why don't you explain exactly what that box means? Because first-time home buyer could be a little bit of a misnomer because it is just a box we check, right? And there are a couple exceptions to that box. So first, let's talk about what the box means, and then let's check out the examples.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for today's daily rates mortgage. Excuse me, daily rates slide with the mortgage calculator. Um, First-time home buyers, for some people, is a little confusing. I'll state technically what a first-time home buyer is. First-time home buyer is a borrower that has not owned a home, owned a property, whether it's they co-signed or it was actually theirs, that they have not owned a property for the past 36 months slash 3 years. I say 36 months because, we say 3 years, and sometimes people think we're talking about 3 calendar years when we're talking about 36 months, 3 12 months periods. So we have good options for first time home buyers, but I will state there's also a little bit of a confusion there. The true 3% down first time home buyer program, the conventional program, either Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, anytime you are at a 97% LTV for a conventional loan, that has to be for a first time home buyer only, unless, now here's where we throw the curveballs at you, unless the borrower can qualify for home possible or home ready, which are 3% down conventional loan options, not necessarily just for first time home buyers, but definitely benefiting first time home buyers as well as home buyers that may be low to moderate income or home buyers that may be buying in a minority census tract. Why do I say that? Because in order to qualify for the home possible or home ready 3% down loan options, there has to be certain conditions to be met. Either a the property, you're going to run the property address via the home possible or home ready geocoder, and then you're going to look at the area median income for that census tract, also known as the AMI, and then see if the borrower is at 80% or below. The geocoder will state the area median income for that census tract, then it will state the 80% figure, and then it will also state in the geocoder if the census tract is a minority census tract where 30% or more of the residents in that census tract are minorities, or it will also let you know if it is a low to moderate income census tract. If it is a low to moderate income census tract or a minority census tract, then the income limitation for the program is eliminated. That means that the borrower does not have to be at 80% or below the area median income to be able to use the awesome 3% down home possible or home ready programs, which give reduced MI and reduced interest rates. Right? So it's very important to note that is not a program only for first time home buyers, but it is a great program for first-time home buyers because it basically gets the 3% down option only available to first-time home buyers and adds incentives of lower mortgage insurance and lower interest rates. So let me share the examples I have with you today so I could illustrate for you the differences between our regular 3% down first-time home buyer option and the Home Possible Home Ready, and some other interesting twists that I have for you. So let me make this a little bigger here. Okay. So this is our true first-time home buyer conventional 3% down program. This is the option that if it is not home possible, if it is not home ready, the borrower has to be a first-time home buyer, not own a property in the last 3 years. So you will note here, our lowest cost option actually has a lender credit, 7.5%. You can buy that down to 6.625%. At a cost of 2.5 points. And let me illustrate here the mortgage insurance expense. Mortgage insurance expense on this one is $166 per month. So $166 in the MI. And here you're looking at our rates. This is the true 3% down first-time home buyer. No running through geocode or no worrying about any of that stuff. This is basically for the borrower that is buying a property that they are making too much money to qualify under Home Possible or Home Ready, or the property is not in a minority census tract or a low to moderate income census tract where the income limitations are removed, right? So you see here 7.5 is our lowest cost option. So now here is our Home Ready 3% down option. And here you will note that now 7.25 is basically our par rate versus 7.375 or 7.5 in between those. I would say closer to 7.5, closer to par, 0.1 credit than 0.25 cost. And you'll also notice the MI on this one is also a little bit lower, $150. So about $18 lower in the MI and about 0.25% lower in the cost. And we go down to 6.5%. And this one here goes down to 6.625% at a cost of 2.5. So yeah, we have 6.5 at a cost of 2.375. So you see the benefits in pricing and in mortgage insurance for our 3% down Home Ready option. So now another option popular, because as we know, our first-time home buyers buying their first home do not have a home that they're selling, that they're going to be rolling over any equity, right? That's your second home and your third home become a lot easier because you're selling an existing home usually, or you're cashing out the refi or getting a HELOC so you can have the money to go on to your next home and you leave that other home rented or you sell it. First-time home buyers don't have that option, don't have that benefit. They have to save up all of their money. So hence our first-time home buyers love our low down payment option. So in this FHA option, I purposefully showed the cost, the rate at where there is the highest lender credit, because I always like to show this compared to a down payment assistance option. The only real benefit the down payment assistance option is going to have for you is that it's going to extend the rate sheet to a higher interest rate and change the pricing around. So you're going to get essentially higher interest rates and you're going to get those credits, and it's going to be forgivable. So here you're looking at 7.75 with a credit, lender credit of 1.375, buying that down all the way to 6% at a cost of 2.375. So I want to leave this right here because now another option popular with our first-time home buyer is our down payment assistance. So here essentially we have a 3.5% down payment FHA loan combined with 3.5% forgivable, right? That's the key word there, forgivable down payment assistance. This one is no payment due ever on the second mortgage, and it is forgivable after 60 months. as long as you are on time in the first mortgage. So here, very interesting to note, notice 7.75 is costing 2.25, right? In our DPA, here 7.75 is giving a credit of 1.375. So if you do the math right there, you're about 2.75% difference, or what is it? One, yeah, one, two, actually more. Three, no, actually more. 2.25 plus 1.3. Ooh, that's 3.625, is it? 3.5, something like that, 3.6. So a big difference there. If your borrower is contemplating DPA, you may want to just consider giving them 7.75, a 1.35% lender credit. They're saving the loan discount and they're getting some lender credit. It's the same net result, right? So don't want to confuse you all with DPA, but always consider that when figuring out, because the only real benefit to the DPA is the forgivable. So now here we have our forgivable again, and you'll see that at 8.75, you're still costing 1 point. You're getting 3.5% DPA, paying 1 point, so you're really getting 2.5 DPA at 8.75, right? When at 7.75 in the other option, you were at 1.375. Saving that 1%, you're in the same place, right? At least I think. So now here is our 100% LTV purchase combined with 3.5% forgivable DPA. See some great options here. 8.75, 1.5% cost. So you're still going to have net benefit there of 2% on your DPA for your 100% financing, USDA and DPA. And in my last option, wanted to show here for the person. Now here we do see some benefit here for sure. Now this is a repayable option, so the pricing is going to be better with the repayable option. And what you have to note here, this is for 5% closing cost assistance, right? So this could cover all your closing costs and could even assist with a little bit of your down payment. So you do see here, since this is a repayable closing cost assistance, second mortgage for at 9.99%, 30-year amortization, 10-year term. In other words, after 10 years, you got to pay it off. It's a balloon payment. But you do get very favorable rates, 7.75 with a cost of 0.875, all the way down to 7% at a cost of 2.5. And this is 5%. So this could fund most of your transaction, pretty much, I would say most of your, all of your closing costs and probably half of your down payment. So this is a very good option for somebody that is low on money, as most of our first-time home buyers are. So like I mentioned, these weren't all necessarily first-time home buyer only options, but these are all great options for first-time home buyers to be able to get into their first home with limited funds, as unfortunately most first-time home buyers have, since they're not rolling over any equity from an existing home.
All right. Some great options there. Thank you very much. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Remember, everyone, that we do this show at 11 a.m. Eastern every weekday, where we go through the live rates and then do a deep dive into a different loan type. So we'll be back tomorrow with a new topic. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, for the next episode of Daily Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. Have a great day, everyone.